Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sondang Pakpahan. I am lecturer at Universitas Terbuka Medan Regional Center. I want to present the effect of modeling the way in increasing self-efficacy teachers in learning Universitas Terbuka students. The Indonesian government, through the Open University of Indonesia, conducted a distant learning program. With this program, it is expected to obtain equitable knowledge, especially for teachers in areas where there is no university. However, the reality that happened at Universitas Terbuka Medan, many tutors were not optimal in channeling knowledge to their students. Failure to transfer knowledge to students who also act as teachers in school can cause failure to foster student self-efficacy in teaching in their classes later. Learning that is important in elementary school is mathematics. Many students fail in mathematics. Responding to this matter, the mathematics teacher must find a suitable learning method for these students, especially teachers in remote areas or far from the location. One method of learning when tutorial can lead to teaching efficacy students is modeling the way learning model. Research method. The type of research in this study is quasi-experimental using two sample groups. One experimental group that used the modeling the way learning model and one control group using conventional teaching methods. The population of the study was Universitas Terbuka Medan students who follow elementary mathematics learning courses. The research samples were from Batubara Learning Center and Mandailing Natal Learning Center. Each learning center consists of two classes. One class as an experimental group uses the modeling the way learning model and one class as a control group using conventional teaching methods. These studies data were collected using questionnaires given to samples in the experimental class and the control class. Questionnaires in the form of multiple choice question about the condition of tutorial activities and student self-efficacy while teaching in their respective classes after obtaining tutorial material. Result and discussion. The sample consists of two groups, the experimental class as many as 62 students and the control class as many as 68. All research samples have been primary school teachers for at least 3 years. An independent t-test carries out the test with a significant level of 0.05. From the result of testing the sample class, it was statistically obtained that there were no significant differences between the experimental class and the control class in each of learning center. In the research period in the control class, tutor provide lecturers to students using the tutorial method in group discussion. Furthermore, students join in the control group will teach in their respective school and use the conventional method they usually use. For the experimental class, tutorial learning is done using the way modeling learning method. Next student will teach in their respective classes according to the teaching method they got in the tutorial class. The teaching method carried out by students from the experimental class must have been contaminated by the way the modeling the way method was obtained during the tutorial. This table shows t-test by sample groups of before learning model and t-test by sample groups of after learning model. From the result of study, it was found that there was a significant difference between the experimental class and the control class about the teacher's self-efficacy in teaching in the classroom after obtaining tutorial learning. This is because the sample who experienced learning in the experimental class immediately obtained the practice of learning in the classroom that could be applied to learning in their respective schools. This condition makes students who are also status as teachers get confidence in delivering material in their classroom. In addition to learning practices that are directly in the tutorial class, students can also discuss with tutors the obstacles that often occur in their classroom. Conclusion. Based on the result of the study, it can be concluded that use of modeling the way learning methods in the tutorial activities can improve the teacher's self-efficacy in teaching in their respective classes. The use of modeling the way learning model can improve teaching self-efficacy because the learning strategy provides concrete examples of how to teach the material. It is expected that tutors at Universitas Terbuka will use the modeling the way learning model when implementing tutorial, especially on subjects that are directly related to the material in elementary school. That's my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Good afternoon all.